Alrighty, welcome back. This is M-Dog, and we are listening to the bells. So even though we are fishing here at Winding, just a clarification, I am on my main account, not on our leveling account. And I am simply doing this so that we can fish for the very elusive Donets Ruffe. This is supposed to be a pretty good spot at the moment for Donets Ruffe. I've never caught a trophy Donets Ruffe. Not that we're going to catch a trophy tonight, but we can at least see how active they are. And yeah, maybe at least give it a run. Maybe we can get personal best if nothing else. Get our PB Donets Ruffe. So let's look at that first of all. PB Donets Ruffe. Where is that? Where is that fish? It's got to be around here somewhere. Right here. I've got my mouse on it. All right, so 221 PB. We are here at H3 at Winding Rivulet, and we have switched from bells to blinkers, so it won't be quite as annoying. And let's look at what we have on the lines. I need to get out of the habit. Like, I'm used to old school bottom fishing. Like, basically back in the days, like once it's blinking like that, there's a fish on there. Well, these days, a lot of times it'll just be a nibble for a while. And you can definitely go too early, so we got to chill a bit. So it's 1943, we got some time. Let's look at these setups. So we're actually using a braided leader here, 2.8, 22 red worm, a pyramid sinker. Notice we've got the Bunison picker going with an old school Lacerti reel, 5 kilo line. That's the first one. Still getting nibbles here. Second one, we've got same setup in terms of reel and line. A little different sinker just to keep it different. Even smaller leader size, but this one's fluorocarbon 22 hook and red worm. I think there's a fish on something. Question is what? The answer is none of them. All right, and the third one is this old school Lacerti 5 kilo line, a stone grip bottom fishing sinker here. 3.2 fluorocarbon, so a little bit bigger. 22 and a nature worm, regular worm. The other two have red worms. That one has a nature worm on it. So I think we did have a fish on, but it is no longer on. So I'm not sure what's up with that. I was making some tea earlier while waiting on the night to come. Let's just make a couple coffee just for fun while the fire's going. Can we get a personal best Donets Ruffe? Probably not, but we'll give it a run. So anyway, we're using the 9-meter clip. Some people are doing 10 here, but we're at 118, 124 right here, just casting right over these weeds here. And hoping to see some good fish. Definitely, so I went ahead and put the lines in to see what it would be like during the day. Definitely very slow. I'll show you what I actually caught here during the day. We didn't have it in for the whole day, like morning and day, but just for the last little while towards the end of this day. In fact, it's still day. It's still not night. So what you're seeing right now is still day results, technically, I guess. But I think it'll be a little bit better bite rate at night because we'll just have, I think, more rough coming in. But as it is, we're catching some white bream, some rough, and these are the interesting ones because we're using such small hooks and leader sizes, and we're here at Winding. We actually caught a random bleak and a gudgeon. Especially the bleak. I mean, just used to catching some of these fish on float a little more often. But they do occasionally come in on feeders, so always nice to see that. And yeah. The reason why I didn't go all 3 red worm is that I think actually some of the, believe it or not, some people have caught some crazy like blue tag Donets rough lately. And some of those I think have actually been on regular worm. So the red worm might be more consistent for the trophy size. But the biggest one, yeah, look at this. 421 gram on a worm. And everything else been red worm. So, you know, might as well have 1 worm in there just in case. That, you know, we could get our personal best on that. But the rough are starting to come in, by the way, which I take that to mean there's a chance we could catch a Donets rough at any point. Now, can we get a personal best Donets rough? That's the question. I'm going to keep digging. Might as well keep getting bait while we're here. I love seeing these mole crickets and chafers and that kind of stuff coming in. Alright, there's a fish. Woo! 74 gram rough. By the way, it's funny having such small leaders on, like 74 gram rough, you know, feels like it's actually pretty big. Because we've got these tiny leaders. Which means, you know, all it takes is 1 2-kilo bream and we're just out of luck on pulling that fish in. But that's okay, we'll take the chance. I don't know that it matters having this small a leader on. Like, I think that blue tag was caught on a 4-point-something kilo leader. But just in case it matters at all, I thought, hey, let's just ride it. Let's take a chance and see what happens. White bream. White bream. I actually think there might be a white bream mortar. I need to remember to check that when I go back to town. Rough. If you're just trying to do rough, by the way, like if you're working on a cafe order or something here at Winding, especially if you use 24 size hooks, red worms and worms, like I think you could absolutely kill rough here. You could destroy some rough here. It's kind of nice using the blinkers. Just nice, peaceful, quiet. Another rough. All right, so it's 10:15 at night. It actually is nighttime now. The game treats it at night as nighttime now. So again, I think we'll have a slightly better bite rate on rough as we move into especially this early part of the night. Are we saying neither one of those turned into a bite? No, one of them did. Unless it's the... Oh yeah, that's definitely a bite. There's a nace. So we've got so many different species of fish right now in our net. Although that's what you expect. At Winding on red worm, small hooks, you end up with a lot of different fish. And mussels and stuff like that. I still think there might be a fish on. No, maybe not. Hopefully they'll keep nibbling over there. Look at that. We've had some nice digs here. Maybe I'm just used to those low-level digs from my leveling series. Man, it felt like we had a whale on. It's an 85 gram rough. 85 kilo rough would be something. Be like a dinosaur of a rough. All right, what is this? There we go. We are fully into the rough stage of the night. We are catching some rough all of a sudden. Ooh, somebody in chat just had 179 gram Donets rough. What are we going for? Would that have been my personal best? What they just caught? No, 221. So 179 isn't quite there, but it's you know, it's getting competitive. Wonder what size they have to be to... It's one thing to be a marker, but to be chat size. Like, I don't think that one was big enough to show up in chat. Ooh. I wonder if mussels just got on both. I don't know. This just took off so far. But no, this is a roach. Nice roach. Nice little roach. There she is, Donets rough. See if we can do any better than 99 grams though. We need to like double that and then some to get our personal best. I think our best chance to hit this is actually like now. I mean, in the next little while. I think the closer you get to 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m., you still catch the rough, but it seems to me that you're less and less likely to see the Donets. I don't fish for these very often, as you can tell from my personal best size, but that in my limited experience, that's what it seems like to me. So I think like right now is a good chance to try to see something interesting come out. I really think that we've got a nibbler on there. All right, there you go. Not the droid. Okay, they are here. Another one that's just not quite the size, but it's, you know, it's the right species. And by the way, both of them have been on redworm so far. Like I said, I think redworm for frequency of catching them is the way to go. But obviously regular worm has a chance of catching them as well. And at least there's a fish on there. Come on. Get out of here with that nonsense. There's still a fish on there. There it is. There's a chance of regular worm giving you something really special, so we'll see. That line is like swimming away from us, and the game still doesn't recognize there's a fish on there. Seems like that's gotten worse lately. Almost 100 gram rough. So far, the middle rod has been the one that we're catching the Donets on. All right, come on. Let's go make some coffee for good luck. I think five should be some good luck, right? This is better than beating on the drum at Tunguska. Just go make some coffee and catch a nice fish. All right, is this it right here? Is this the one? Seems like that might not be the one. Dude, this is nice. We need to be able to like just have a chair or something down here, right? Be able to sit in a chair. That's a regular rough. I keep like looking at these. I think it's because of how much light I have right now. The regular rough are looking a little brighter than I'm used to them looking, but hold on to that zebra mussel just in case there's a cafe order. We'll probably turn it into bait, but just in case. Come on. Come on, worm. White bream. Is that not on? Come on. That's mighty big. It's a nace. It's a nice nace. Too bad there's not a Donets rough ground bait. We could usually really use one right now. I know what this is. Taking off like that in another direction. Almost always a mussel. River or zebra. I would love to see like a single Donets rough come in on the line with the worm. Just hasn't yet. We've gotten two. Maybe we can get one more before they stop biting. I don't know. definitely this seems like a good spot. It's been crazy how many more trophies have been coming out since the most recent big update, big patch with the Norwegian Sea map. All of a sudden, Donets Ruffe is a little more friendly, coming out a little more often. All right, I think it's this one. Ruffe. Really? Fake bite. Wow. Running out of time here. We didn't even get close to our personal best. That's a weird bite. All right, this one's up. Holy cow. That roach almost snapped our leader. So that's one thing that's been a little weird with the regular worm is it's catching those big roach. There's another Donets Ruffe, but not the right size. I mean, we've caught 3 in one night. That's pretty juicy. Just happened to not have any of them be the right size. And by the way, that was the first one on the left line instead of the middle one. So we've caught them on red worms on the left and middle rod. None on worms on the right rod. We'll go a little bit longer, but starting to look like, though they are obviously here, starting to look like this is not the night for the personal best. Looks like it's another little roach. Couldn't tell what that was actually. At first I thought it was a white bream, and then I saw more color. There's a regular Ruffe. Big Ruffe. I mean, we caught 43 fish. It's a very active spot. Donets Ruffe are present. I think it seems like it's much more likely to catch them, especially trophies, after the most recent update. So This is the first time. This is since the Norwegian Sea came out. This is the first time I have fished on my main account anywhere other than the Norwegian Sea. And by the way, I do want to get back to the Norwegian Sea. I think what I'm going to try to do as time allows is kind of rotate back and forth between leveling video and then like a spot video like this on my main. I've enjoyed the leveling account and I want to keep it going a little bit farther, but I also, I always reach a point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to play on my main account. Honestly, I'm ready to like go carp fishing for some reason. So hopefully there'll be a carp fishing stream or video soon, but I also want to get back to the Norwegian Sea. We still need to level up our marine fishing more. I'm only at 65%. All right, I'm pretty convinced we're not going to do any better. But let's wait and see what this fish is, and then we'll go see if there's any cafe orders or whatever and wrap it up. That's a pretty big fish. The roaches are coming out. Not really what we want. Oh, okay. Okay. So now we caught a Donets Ruffe on regular worm. We'll go a little longer. So I just got one at 5:30 a.m. That's interesting. So we'll go to like 7. Hey, it's a dace. Why is that a feeder challenge? Had I never caught a dace on stinking feeder? We're one fish away, by the way. At least since those things came out. I gotta figure out what fish I haven't caught on a feeder that I could easily go catch to get 75. We're so close now. Hey, you know what this is? I've taught you well, right? We gotta walk all the way back to town, don't we? All right. It's slowing down too much. It's too much of a slowdown. All right. I didn't even look at the cafe. Let's see if I don't even know if there's any orders. I mean, not worth very much silver, but I mean, Donets rough sell pretty good, and even regular rough add up, so it's not horrible. But you're not really doing this for the silver. Most likely you're doing this trying to just get as large of a Donets rough as possible while they're biting, or trying to hit some cafe orders for regular rough, perhaps. All right. So we got nothing. No rough. Very unfortunate. Now, we did get white bream, but we'd need more from that size. Same with perch. I mean, eventually we would get some orders there. I guess the only order we have is this. I mean, 19 silver for a non-marker. We'll take that. We'll take that. So some pretty easy orders, but they just happen to not be that great for the spot that we're in there. So let's make the bait. It's not worth selling these. We'd rather have the bait because then we'll catch valuable fish on it one day. And then we'll just sell the rough and stuff at the fish market. So if we go by price, Donets rough, you know, they add up. Wow, that's a ton of silver. It's just because of the Donets rough, and then everything else adds up too. So that's nice. I mean, honestly, with that kind of silver, even if you're leveling, low-level player, you might as well fish that spot overnight. You never know. You might get lucky and hit a trophy Donets rough while leveling. So I think it's worthwhile. Maybe we'll fish there on our leveling account next episode. All right. As always, thanks for watching. Tight lines. Maybe you'll catch your personal best. And once I get over the fact that we didn't do it this time, maybe I'll try again on my main as well. See you next time.